Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Siobhan. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 3. We're setting up my office Christmas tree, the most excited one because this is where I am most of the time throughout the day while I work, and I love that cozy feel of the Christmas tree. Okay, so Christmas tree deets. I'm using it's called a penta tree or a skinny tree. It's from Michaels and it's a flock tree as well. The ornaments are from Michaels. Some may be from Target. In Target, they have the individual ornaments that you can purchase. Some of them have like designs, characters. I have a couple of those. And the tree is still available at Michaels. I'm going to list it so you can snag it if you haven't gotten a tree. This is the perfect tree for small spaces. Even though this office is like full to capacity, it does fit nicely. I'm going to put it the same place I had it last year. And let's see what else. I have some decorations for throughout the office. Not a lot. Those I got from Michaels a couple years ago. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm going to show you the fullness of this office. That big box is just taking up a lot of space, so it looks extra packed. But last year, I put the Christmas tree right here. Right here. It is really slim. So here are the deets for the tree. So it is a 7-foot pre-lit flock slim tree, and it is really slim. So I'm going to set that up in a few. But I also want to show you this nutcracker that I got from Target one year. I don't crack any nuts, but I thought it was cute, and I love the pink and the gold. And here I have this Christmas tree. I purchased a lot of these from Michaels a couple years ago. They have been going good, no issues. So one thing I'm going to do later on, not today, but someday, I'm going to replace these frames with some Christmas decor, Christmas photos. Just like how I did for fall, I'm going to change them for Christmas. So this tree is going on its 3rd year in my office, I believe. I love how skinny it is, and it doesn't really take up a lot of space even though the office is already full. So I did put on a mask just like I did with the first tree, because when you open up these flock trees, there's particles that just comes off and it's just in the air. And if you have really bad allergies, this is just something to consider if you want to get a tree like this. So just like the other tree, it comes in 3 parts, and I like to connect them as I go along just so I can see that all the lights are working. We do stuff the boxes and tie them down so they aren't moving around while they're being stored for the year. One thing that I did with this tree along with the other one is I plugged the tree into the automatic starter that has the app WYZE. So now when I log into the app, I can turn on the Christmas tree in both living room and my office. This is a life changer. I'm not gonna stop talking about how easy this is. See how I plugged the tree in behind the curtain because that's where the outlet is. So just imagine every time I want to turn the tree on, I have to kind of squeeze my way behind there to plug it in. Now I just open it on my app, and my husband also has the app on his phone so he can use it, so multiple individuals can sign into the same account and use the app to turn on the Christmas tree. I didn't show it, but I also connected the Christmas tree to the fireplace mantle that I put the lights on, so it all turns on at the same time. So amazing. So the tree is 7.5 feet tall, and it does come already pre-lit. There is still a little bit of the cotton from last year. You're never able to get them off completely. So being that I'm going to utilize the same decor and the style, it wasn't a big deal to kind of take the cotton off. I do like to stuff the tree with the cotton at the very end, just to kind of fill in any little gaps that where you can see directly through the tree. That's one thing I like with the flock tree. It's already white, so the cotton just kind of looks like a lump of snow that's stuck into the tree. So the ornaments that I have are from Michaels. Now through Christmas, Michaels have a really good sale on their ornaments, so you can get a color scheme that you like. if you're shopping for ornaments, I would suggest sticking to like a pattern. You know, I personally don't like red Christmas decoration. It's just a personal choice. I did it the first year when we moved in the house, but after that I just went away with red. So being that this tree was already lit, I thought about adding additional lights, but I ended up not doing it because I felt like the lights on this tree was already kind of bright, and the room is small, and when I'm in here I usually keep the lights off in the daytime, and it kind of illuminates the room so far. So I'm doing the same ribbon technique as I did with the tree in the living room. The only difference for this tree, I already had the pre-cut ribbons and I just kind of tucked them in. No particular pattern or order, just randomly placed. So for this tree, I love using the black and white because this room is so pink, and I feel like black and white in most decor pattern or room just adds a pop, and that's the feel I wanted to go for when you look at this tree. I didn't want it to be overly pink, especially I am going to decorate with pink balls, and I also have pink ribbons. The black and white just kind of make it pop out a little bit, and that's the reason why I added black and white. I did get the ribbons as well from Michael's. They usually have really good sale, so you can check them out as well. So these are the ornaments that I purchased from Target. They are probably around $6 or $7 each, but I've had them for quite a few years, even prior to me getting a tree for this room, and I think that they fit so well on this tree. So if you want to add ribbons to your tree, all you have to do is measure the length that you want, and then you'll cut your strips based on that measurement. I made a mistake and cut the strips a little bit too short, so the loops were a little bit smaller, but at the end when I added more ribbons, I kind of cut them a little bit longer. There is no particular measurement, it's just based on how big you want your loops to be. As a size reference, you want bigger loops if you have a bigger tree. Like this tree, even though it is tall, it's very slim. So I didn't really want it to have really big loops because it would, to me, that would seem a little bit out of place. So that's the technique and the concept that I go by when seeing how I want to cut these ribbons. If you haven't watched the first video of the first tree, what I did in some cases were to use the ribbon as a whole. I didn't cut it. I kind of looped it in and out of the tree going all the way down in a row. But I do this before I put the balls on the tree. You want to do this after the light goes on, and then after the light you do the ribbon if you're just putting on the ribbons by itself. Even though I did cut them, that is the right way, and then the balls will just fill in all the little blank spots. And as far as the amount of ribbons you want to add, this is a personal choice. You can either do a lot or a little bit. If you want to splurge more on the ribbons, it kind of gives you more decoration, and then you can just fill it in with some balls, which the balls are sometimes more expensive than the ribbons. So I did add some more balls to the tree. I found them in the Target bag along with some additional pink ribbons, and I added all of those to the tree to kind of fill it out a little bit more. One thing that I do love when I look at the tree, I do like looking at the ribbons and the ornaments because it just reminds me of when I was in Jamaica growing up. I've always loved the Christmas tree and the ornaments on it. I was kind of super fascinated by it. I used to make my own ornaments as a little girl, and for some reason I'm just so intrigued by by the ornaments. So this is just something that really, makes me happy around this time of year, is being able to put these ornaments on the tree. So more pink ornaments. I know I've said I didn't really want it to be super pink, but this is where the black and white comes in to kind of offset the pink just a little bit and give it a little bit more of a different tone instead of it just being all pink. This is the last tree that I have to decorate in the house. We only do 2 trees now. We used to have 4 trees, but I kind of stopped because I thought it was a little bit too excessive, and just having a main tree in the living room where everyone kind of gather, hang out, and watch TV is good. And then having a tree in my office where I am is also good. My daughter has a small tree in her room. I don't really count that because I let her decorate that on her own. So here I am stuffing the little holes with the cotton, and basically you just want to rip off small pieces, and you need to kind of look at the tree from afar because sometimes when you're standing up close you won't really see like the gaps and the holes in it. So you just want to walk around from afar, and then you can kind of observe and see where you want to stuff a little bit more. So this is how it came out. And did I add anything else? I was going to add white ribbons, but the ribbons that I had, once I cut it, it started to fray, and I just wasn't about vacuuming and cleaning up all of those little particles. It would have been too much, so I opted to not put the white on. But now that I didn't, I kind of regret not doing it. Maybe, just maybe, if I'm really bored one day or have a lot of time, I'll consider adding the white to it, and then I'll show you an update of how it will look with the white ribbons added. So this is basically how it looked, and I'm just putting some additional decor in this office. This white pearl Christmas tree is one of my faves. I purchased it from Home Goods a few years ago. I've used it on my table as a centerpiece. I've used it in the living room, and it eventually ended up being a decor item for my office. I just put it on top of this little stand for now, but I did move it and move the pampas out the way to the other side so there could be focus on the corner. So this is what it looks like with the lights off, and it's still bright outside, so it's not as bright. And here you have a better look at it. I do have my Ring recording light on, so that's the biggest glare that you see. But in the nighttime with the lights completely off, it's amazing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for tuning into Vlogmas, and this is day 3. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time.